Let your shoulders melt and your breath settle. Tonight, we'll explore how our brains translate familiar sounds into safety, a beautiful process called acoustic habituation. Isn't it remarkable how your mind identifies the rhythm of home? Your thalamus filters familiar hums, while predictive coding helps the brain recognize safety. This relaxes your amygdala and lowers your heart rate, as your auditory cortex stays peacefully alert in your very own protected space. Your brain syncs via entrainment, releases oxytocin to low hums, and uses spatial anchoring to feel settled. Habituation filters noise, while the frequency-following response induces relaxation. Our minds elegantly turn simple vibrations into safety. Our minds cherish pink noise because its frequency mirrors natural brain waves. It provides sonic masking, hiding sudden shifts. This lowers cortisol, stabilizes heart rhythms, and anchors your awareness into a state of total peace. Our minds love repetition because it reduces cognitive load. Your salience network ignores the steady hum, while auditory expectancy signals safety. These sounds even boost memory consolidation and release dopamine, letting our tired minds rest. Our brain's temporal processing loves rhythm. Low frequencies stimulate the vagus nerve, triggering parasympathetic calm. Sensory associations link sounds to safety, while neuroplasticity fosters familiarity. These acoustic anchors lower blood pressure, inviting deep, effortless rest. Our minds use non-associative learning to ignore steady hums, which then boosts sleep spindles. Brown noise mimics nature's depths, while our olivary complex confirms safety. This resonance triggers delta waves, keeping our rest beautifully deep. Your brain decodes meaning even while sleeping. Familiar rhythms sync your breathing and lower your startle response. Your auditory cortex stores safe echoes, while acoustic masking blocks disruptions, allowing your mind to feel completely protected. Our brain uses sensory gating to filter hums, while pre-attentive processing scans for safety. Low frequencies mirror heartbeats, anchoring you. Rhythmic entrainment and binaural cues then trigger deep, restorative, parasympathetic peace. It is remarkable. Our brain performs auditory scene analysis to confirm safety. Frequency-following responses stabilize theta waves, while familiar echoes trigger endorphin. Binaural integration centers your mind, and sleep spindles increase to shield your deep, restorative rest. Your brain monitors for safety, ignoring familiar patterns while influencing dream content. Low-frequency hums lower blood pressure as the cerebellum syncs your internal clock, raising your sleep threshold for a deep, steady, restorative night. Isn't it remarkable how auditory continuity bridges silence, improving vagal tone? Familiar rhythms raise your sleep threshold, while semantic processing continues. Thalamic gating then stabilizes your heart rate variability, anchoring you in deep, effortless safety. Isn't it fascinating how our brains find patterns in steady hum? This actually enhances sleep spindles' tiny bursts of activity that shield your rest, while your limbic system interprets familiar echoes as a warm, protective embrace. Your brain loves predictable rhythms because they minimize prediction errors. This lowers vigilance, reduces cortisol, and synchronizes neural oscillations. Familiar sounds signal your prefrontal cortex that it is finally safe to let go and rest. Your brain uses familiar hums to mask disruptions, suppressing microarousals. This improves vagal tone, inhibits cortisol, and facilitates delta wave entrainment. Isn't it remarkable how these sounds signal your mind to safely surrender to rest? Isn't it remarkable how auditory habituation ignores hums, while predictable rhythms release dopamine? This lowers your startle reflex, synchronizes slow waves, and engages your default mode network, letting your thalamus gate out every distraction tonight. Our brain's reticular system filters hums, while acoustic constancy eases the first night effect. This lowers amygdala reactivity, encourages neural entrainment, and stabilizes breathing, making your mind feel entirely secure and deeply relaxed tonight. Our minds use auditory scene analysis to label hums as safe. Frequency-following responses sync your brainwaves, while oxytocin flows. Habituation quiets the world, lowering your heart rate and stabilizing your breathing into total, deep stillness. Isn't it remarkable how auditory continuity bridges gaps, while sonic masking increases sleep spindles? These rhythms engage the default mode network, lowering blood pressure and syncing heartbeats for a deep, safe, and familiar rest. Our minds perform auditory stream segregation to label hums safe. This enhances slow-wave sleep, stabilizes heart rate variability, and engages thalamic gating. Predictive coding then lowers cortisol, while neural entrainment fosters deep, restorative peace. Our minds use habituation to ignore steady hums, while familiar rhythms quiet the amygdala. This boosts memory, activates our rest system, releases oxytocin, and encourages theta waves. Isn't it wonderful how safety sounds tonight? Our minds use auditory continuity to bridge silence, while rhythmic hums lower cortisol and boost oxytocin. This improves heart rate variability and sleep spindles, letting your brain's reward system signal that you are safe. Our minds use predictive coding to anticipate familiar rhythms, which lowers cortisol levels. Steady hums engage your default mode network, releasing endorphins. This synchronization improves vagal tone, while sonic masking shields your deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory scene analysis to label hums safe, while sensory gating filters noise? This boosts slow-wave activity, stabilizes heart rates, and lowers cortisol for a beautiful rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use sonic masking, while habituation quiets every hum? Predictable rhythms release dopamine, boost sleep spindles, and improve vagal tone, allowing your thalamus to gate out the world for rest. Our minds find peace in acoustic constancy, which suppresses the startle reflex. This triggers neural entrainment, releases soothing endorphins, and stabilizes heart rate variability. Your thalamus now creates a protective shield of rest. Our auditory cortex selectively identifies safe hums, improving vagal tone and reducing prediction errors. Meanwhile, the frequency-following response synchronizes delta wave. Your mind gracefully settles into steady, familiar, memory-boosting acoustic signal. Your brain uses semantic labeling to dismiss safe hums, while rhythms lower your cortisol levels. This improves sleep spindles and memory consolidation. Our minds always sync with familiar sounds for very deep, truly restorative rest. Isn't it fascinating how our minds use auditory continuity to bridge silence? This creates sonic masking, preventing microarousals. Your brain then uses predictive coding to lower vigilance and improve vagal tone for deep rest. Your brain's reticular system ignores safe hums, while pink noise improves memory. Isn't it remarkable how this lowers amygdala activity, syncs hemispheres, releases oxytocin, and stabilizes breathing? Your heart rate slows into a deep peace. Our minds use echoic memory to map your room, confirming safety. This process lowers cortisol, triggers neural entrainment, and increases sleep spindles, while releasing oxytocin to help your thalamus gate out the world tonight. Our minds use predictive coding to lower cortisol, while sonic masking increases sleep spindles. Meanwhile, improved vagal tone stabilizes your heart rate. Your auditory cortex confirms you are perfectly safe, allowing for deep, restorative rest. Isn't it remarkable how repetition reduces prediction errors? Familiar hums trigger oxytocin, activate your default mode network, and improve vagal tone. Your brainwaves now sync with safety, quieting the amygdala and stabilizing your heart rhythms. Our minds use auditory stream segregation to label hums safe, activating the default mode network. This stimulates your vagus nerve, lowers cortisol, and triggers alpha waves, allowing your brain to gently surrender tonight. It's remarkable. Your brain uses auditory continuity to bridge silence, while low frequencies trigger neural entrainment. This reduces acetylcholine, helping our minds transition into deep sleep by masking distractions and stabilizing your beautiful internal rhythm. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use acoustic habituation to lower prediction errors? This triggers sleep spindles, improves heart rate variability, and releases dopamine, allowing your thalamus to gate out the busy world entirely tonight. Our minds use rhythmic entrainment to sync with steady hums, while auditory masking shields your rest. This improves heart rate variability, releases endorphins, lowers blood pressure, and stabilizes breathing into a soft, protective blanket. Isn't it remarkable how predictive coding lowers your vigilance? Familiar rhythms release oxytocin, improve vagal tone, and trigger sleep spindles. Your brain now syncs with these echoes, creating a safe, restorative shield for sleep. Predictive coding lowers cortisol, while rhythmic entrainment syncs brainwaves. Auditory masking blocks noise, and habituation suppresses your startle reflex. These sounds trigger oxytocin, letting your thalamus gate the world for deep, beautiful rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory continuity to bridge silence? Safe rhythms release dopamine and improve vagal tone. Your brain now masks disruptions and syncs delta waves, beautifully lowering prediction errors. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use habituation to ignore hums? Auditory priming confirms safety, triggering sleep spindles and syncing slow waves. This lowers cortisol, allowing our brains to rest deeply and securely tonight. Predictive coding now reduces your vigilance, as familiar rhythms release dopamine and improve vagal tone. This triggers sleep spindles, stabilizes heart rate variability, and enhances neural entrainment, allowing our minds to rest in security. Isn't it remarkable how sonic anchoring improves heart rate variability? Familiar rhythms release oxytocin, activate your default mode network, and reduce acetylcholine. Your brain now syncs with these echoes for a deep, restorative night rest. Our minds use predictive coding to anticipate safe rhythms, which effectively lowers cortisol. This triggers dopamine, improves vagal tone, and facilitates neural entrainment. Your thalamus now safely gates the world for deep, restorative sleep tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory stream segregation to label safe hums? This activates your default mode network, stimulates the vagus nerve, and triggers delta waves while lowering cortisol for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory continuity to bridge silence? This triggers sleep spindles, improves vagal tone, and releases oxytocin. Your brain now syncs with these echoes, safely lowering cortisol, for deep rest. Our brains cherish auditory constancy as a signal of safety. This improves your vagal tone, reduces cortisol, and boosts sleep spindles. Rhythmic entrainment then helps your heart rate stabilize into deep, restorative peace tonight. Isn't it remarkable how predictive coding lowers your heart rate? Habituation filters hums, while rhythms trigger oxytocin and entrainment. These sounds increase sleep spindles and improve vagal tone, anchoring your mind in restorative peace. Isn't it wonderful how familiar echoes trigger neural entrainment? This process lowers cortisol, improves heart rate variability, and boosts sleep spindles. Your brain now uses auditory masking to shield your rest in perfect, safe comfort. Isn't it remarkable how auditory priming eases the first night effect? Familiar rhythms sync your delta waves, trigger dopamine, and improve heart rate variability. Our minds use this acoustic bridge to safely surrender to rest tonight. Our minds use habituation to ignore hums, while predictive coding lowers vigilance. This improves vagal tone, boosts sleep spindles, and syncs delta waves. It's remarkable how these rhythms release oxytocin and stabilize your heart rate. Our minds use auditory continuity to bridge silence, while sonic masking prevents wakefulness. This rhythmic entrainment syncs your brain waves, stimulating the vagus nerve. Now, your thalamus gates out the world for your deep rest today. Our minds use semantic processing to label sounds safe, which lowers cortisol and triggers dopamine. This improves vagal tone, encourages sleep spindles, and syncs your brain waves. We are now drifting into deep, restorative peace tonight. Our minds use cochlear tuning to focus on familiar rhythms, as lateral inhibition quiets background noise. This reduces our startle response, increases sleep spindles, and improves heart rate variability for a beautiful, truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how neural adaptation quietens hums? This reduces prediction errors, enhances sleep spindles, and improves vagal tone. Our brains release dopamine, while the thalamus gates the busy world, gently lowering your blood pressure. Your brain uses auditory scene analysis and habituation to label hums safe. This reduces cortisol, increases sleep spindles, and improves heart rate variability. Neural entrainment and sonic masking help your thalamus gate the entire world. Isn't it remarkable how binaural integration and auditory priming confirm safety? This releases dopamine, improving heart rate variability and vagal tone. Predictive coding then boosts slow wave activity, helping your thalamus gate every distraction tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory continuity and sonic anchoring? Familiar rhythms improve vagal tone, increase sleep spindles, and trigger entrainment. Your thalamus safely gates the world, beautifully lowering your heart rate. Isn't it remarkable how binaural sums and spectral cues confirm safety? Rhythmic patterns and background segregation improve parasympathetic dominance while melatonin rises. Your mind uses these echoes to anchor a deep, truly beautiful rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use acoustic habituation? These safe hums trigger neural entrainment and dopamine, while improving vagal tone. Now your thalamus gates out noise, and your heart rate finds deep peace. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory masking and entrainment to sync our breathing? Safe echoes lower our startle reflex, release oxytocin, and help our thalamus gate the world for deep, restorative, spindle-rich rest. Our minds use pink noise to consolidate memory. Isn't it remarkable how safe rhythms stimulate the vagus nerve, increase sleep spindles, lower prediction errors, and improve heart rate variability, allowing our brains to truly rest. Isn't it remarkable that your brain uses binaural integration to locate sounds? This confirms your safety. Echoic memory holds echoes briefly to monitor your environment. When it's stable, your cortisol drops, inviting deep sleep tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use frequency following to sync brainwaves? These safe rhythms release oxytocin, increase sleep spindles, and lower cortisol. Your auditory cortex confirms safety, while your heart rate variability beautifully stabilizes tonight. Isn't it remarkable how auditory continuity bridges silence, while effortless scanning confirms safety? Rhythms release dopamine, enhance slow-wave activity, and improve vagal tone. Your brain now beautifully filters out the world for deep rest tonight. Our brainstem expertly filters safe hums. Isn't it remarkable how this lowers our startle reflex, improves vagal tone, and releases oxytocin? These rhythms increase sleep spindles, helping our minds gate out the world tonight. Our minds use auditory scene analysis to label hums safe. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, releases oxytocin, and syncs delta waves? These sounds increase sleep spindles, letting your thalamus gate distraction. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use binaural integration and semantic labeling to identify safe hums? This improves vagal tone, boosts sleep spindles, and reduces prediction errors while entrainment and masking shield our rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory scene analysis? Familiar hums trigger dopamine, improve vagal tone, and boost sleep spindles. This lowers cortisol, while neural entrainment and thalamic gating protect your deep rest tonight. Our minds use auditory continuity and acoustic masking to ignore gaps. These rhythms lower cortisol, stimulate the vagus nerve, and sync brainwaves. Isn't it remarkable how this now allows your thalamus to gate out distraction? Our minds also utilize binaural cues to confirm safety. This quietly lowers cortisol, settles your alert system, and activates the default mode network. These rhythms then trigger delta wave entrainment for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how repetitive echoes reduce prediction errors? You've experienced this when your brain labels rhythms safe, triggering serotonin and improving vagal tone. This helps our thalamus gate out the world for peaceful rest. Our minds use temporal integration to weave sounds into safety. This reduces prediction errors, improves heart rate variability, and triggers sleep spindles. Your default mode network activates while your thalamus gates every distraction. It's remarkable. Your brain right now is performing auditory grouping, deciding these sounds mean safety. This lowers your heart rate, increases sleep spindles, and releases dopamine. We use these rhythms to anchor our deep, restorative sleep. Our minds use auditory constancy to reduce prediction errors. This process improves vagal tone, lowers cortisol, and stabilizes REM sleep. Isn't it wonderful how your brain releases oxytocin to signal absolute, familiar safety? Isn't it remarkable how auditory masking hides noise? Safe rhythms improve heart rate variability, increase sleep spindles, and reduce prediction errors. This releases oxytocin, allowing your thalamus to gate the world for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory stream segregation? Safe hums improve vagal tone, boost sleep spindles, and reduce prediction errors. Your thalamus now gates noise, while oxytocin anchors your deep, restorative rest. Our brains perform frequency-following responses to mirror safe rhythms. This lowers blood pressure, enhances memory consolidation, and stabilizes heart rhythm. It's fascinating how these acoustic anchors release oxytocin, silencing your brain's alert system. Isn't it remarkable how cochlear tuning and lateral inhibition quiet the world? These rhythms lower prediction errors, encourage alpha-theta transitions, and improve parasympathetic dominance. Acoustic masking then shields your brain's deep, restorative sleep tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use habituation to ignore hums? Auditory priming confirms safety, triggering sleep spindles and sinking slow waves. This lowers cortisol, allowing our brains to rest deeply and securely tonight. Isn't it remarkable how rhythmic entrainment lowers your blood pressure? Safe sounds release dopamine, improve vagal tone, and boost sleep spindles. Your brain now masks every disruption, allowing your mind to surrender to deep rest. Our brains use auditory stream segregation to identify safe rhythms. This lowers prediction errors, improves heart rate variability, and releases endorphin. Your auditory cortex confirms security, while your thalamus gates the world for rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use temporal integration to group safe rhythms? This improves vagal tone, reduces acetylcholine, and boosts sleep spindles. Your brain safely gates out distractions, allowing for a truly restorative rest. Isn't it remarkable how periodicity lowers cortisol, while binaural integration syncs our hemispheres into theta waves? Our default mode network now processes memories, improving heart rate variability, and anchoring our deep, restorative, beautiful, safe rest. Isn't it remarkable how acoustic habituation lowers your startle reflex? These steady hums trigger dopamine, improve vagal tone, and boost sleep spindles. Your thalamus then gates the world, allowing your heart rate to reach deep stillness. Our minds use echoic memory to briefly hold safe echoes. Isn't it remarkable how lateral inhibition quietens noise? This frequency-following response releases oxytocin, as your parasympathetic system now stabilizes your beautiful, deep, restful breathing. Isn't it remarkable how our auditory scene analysis confirms safety? These rhythms lower prediction errors, boost alpha waves, and improve vagal tone. Your thalamus now gates out the world, allowing for truly beautiful rest tonight. Our minds use pre-attentive processing to scan safe hums. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, releases oxytocin, and triggers sleep spindles? This sonic anchoring stabilizes your heart rate for deep, restorative rest. Our minds use sonic masking to bridge silence. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, increases sleep spindles, and releases dopamine? Your brain now reduces prediction errors, anchoring you in truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how auditory scene analysis labels hums safe? This improves vagal tone, activates the default mode network, and triggers entrainment. Your thalamus now gates noise, releasing dopamine for deep, restorative rest. Our minds perform temporal integration to group safe echoes. This releases dopamine, improves heart rate variability, and enhances sleep spindle. Isn't it fascinating how these patterns lower your heart rate and quieten your mind? Isn't it remarkable how rhythmic resonance mirrors our safe brainwaves? This improves vagal tone, lowers cortisol, and triggers sleep spindle. These sounds release oxytocin, allowing our thalamus to gate the entire world for deep rest. Our minds use perceptual grouping to identify safe rhythms. This lowers prediction errors, improves vagal tone, and triggers dopamine. Steady echoes sync your brain waves, helping your heart rate reach a beautiful restorative stillness tonight. Isn't it remarkable how auditory scene analysis confirms safety? rhythms inhibit your amygdala, trigger delta entrainment, and release dopamine. This increases sleep spindles, improves vagal tone, masks noise, and signals oxytocin for our deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory scene analysis and habituation to identify safe rhythm? This improves vagal tone, releases oxytocin, and triggers sleep spindles, while sonic masking shields your deep restorative night rest. Isn't it remarkable how sonic masking hides unpredictable noise? These familiar hums increase sleep spindles and improve vagal tone, while predictive coding lowers cortisol. Your thalamus now safely gates the world for deep rest. Our minds use binaural integration to confirm safety, releasing dopamine and oxytocin. These rhythms improve vagal tone, increase sleep spindles, and trigger entrainment. Isn't it wonderful how your thalamus now gates noise for deep rest? Our minds use auditory scene analysis to label hums safe. Isn't it remarkable how this lowers prediction errors, improves vagal tone, and triggers sleep spindles? These rhythms release oxytocin, helping our thalamus gate distractions. Our minds use habituation and auditory priming right now. Rhythms improve heart rate variability, trigger entrainment, and increase sleep spindle. Predictive coding lowers cortisol, allowing your thalamus to gate the world. It is truly fascinating. Our minds use sensory gating to filter noise. Safe hums trigger parasympathetic calm, release endorphins, and sync slow waves. Isn't it remarkable how auditory stream segregation improves vagal tone for our truly very deep rest tonight? Isn't it remarkable how our minds use frequency following to mirror safe rhythms? This lowers cortisol, improves heart rate variability, and triggers sleep spindles. These sounds release oxytocin, silencing your brain's alert system beautifully. Our minds use auditory scene analysis to label safe rhythms. Isn't it remarkable how this lowers prediction errors, improves vagal tone, and triggers sleep spindles? These echoes release oxytocin for your deep, beautiful, restorative rest. You've experienced how pink noise mirrors our brain's resting state. This special frequency lowers cortisol while improving memory consolidation. Our minds use sonic masking and sleep spindles to shield your beautiful, deep, and restorative rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory stream segregation to identify safety? This improves vagal tone, triggers delta entrainment, releases oxytocin, and activates sleep spindles while your thalamus gates out the noisy world. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory stream segregation? Safe hums improve vagal tone, release oxytocin, and trigger sleep spindle. This process lowers cortisol, allowing your thalamus to gate every distraction for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how periodicity lowers your heart rate? These safe hums release dopamine and oxytocin, improving vagal tone. Auditory masking now shields your rest, helping your thalamus gate the world for deep peace. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory continuity to bridge silence? These safe rhythms trigger sleep spindles, improve vagal tone, and lower cortisol. Your thalamus now gates distractions for truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how lateral inhibition quietens noise? This improves vagal tone, suppressing your startle reflex and triggering neural adaptation. Your brain now releases dopamine, anchoring your beautiful mind in deep, restorative stillness. Isn't it remarkable how spectral cues confirm security, allowing our brainstem to filter every hum? Safe rhythms lower our startle response, release dopamine, and improve heart rate variability. for a beautiful, truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how habituation lowers cortisol and improves vagal tone? Safe rhythms trigger oxytocin, sleep spindles, and delta waves. Your thalamus gates noise, while heart rate variability stabilizes your beautiful, deep, restful mind. Our minds use temporal summation to weave safe rhythms together. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, releases endorphins, and triggers sleep spindles? Predictive coding lowers cortisol, letting your thalamus gate noise tonight. Isn't it remarkable that auditory habituation reduces prediction errors, triggering dopamine? This improves heart rate variability, while our default mode network processes safety. Your brain now uses non-associative learning to safely ignore every background hum. Your auditory thalamus acts as a peaceful gatekeeper right now. By recognizing familiar patterns, it lowers cortisol, boosts serotonin, and encourages slow-wave sleep. Isn't it wonderful how our minds choose silence through sound? Isn't it remarkable how auditory restoration maintains peaceful continuity? Safe rhythms improve vagal tone, trigger entrainment, and release oxytocin. This boosts sleep spindles, allowing your thalamus to gate the busy world for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how your auditory cortex monitors safe echoes, even during deep sleep? This habituation lowers prediction errors and improves vagal tone. Our minds release dopamine, while sonic masking beautifully shields your rest. Isn't it remarkable how your brainstem localizes safety through sound? This reduces nerve firing, stabilizes inner ear signals, and improves vagal tone. Our minds use spectral filtering to anchor this deep, restorative, and very safe rest. Isn't it remarkable how neural phase locking mirrors safe hums? This process enhances slow wave activity, inhibits the amygdala, and stabilizes our breathing via auditory motor coupling. Our minds use these rhythms for deep, restorative, and protected rest. Isn't it remarkable how acoustic habituation ignores safe hums, reducing prediction errors? This improves vagal tone, triggers dopamine, and activates your default mode network. Now, sleep spindles and thalamic gating shield your beautiful restorative rest. Isn't it remarkable how phase locking syncs our brainwaves to safe rhythms? This elevates our sleep threshold and improves memory reactivation. Our minds lower cortisol through neural entrainment, allowing your thalamus to gate noise. Isn't it remarkable how neural adaptation ignores hums? This improves vagal tone, increases sleep spindles, reduces micro-arousals, and releases oxytocin. Your brain confirms safety, allowing your heart rate to reach a truly beautiful, deep stillness. Isn't it remarkable how your cochlear hairs dance to familiar rhythms? Your mind predicts the next note, lowering cognitive load and silencing your amygdala. This acoustic bridge improves circulation, anchoring your beautiful, deep, restorative rest. Our minds use pre-attentive processing to scan safe hums. This improves vagal tone, releases endorphins, and triggers sleep spindles. Such acoustic anchors stabilize heart rhythms, while your thalamic gate shields your beautiful restorative sleep tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use frequency following to mirror safe rhythms? This improves vagal tone, releases dopamine, and triggers sleep spindle. These echoes lower cortisol, allowing your thalamus to gate the world tonight. Isn't it remarkable how temporal integration groups safe sounds? This reduces prediction errors, improves vagal tone, and triggers entrainment. These patterns release oxytocin and sleep spindles, while your thalamus gates out the world. Isn't it remarkable how cochlear tuning and lateral inhibition confirm safety? These rhythms lower prediction errors, release dopamine, and improve vagal tone. Your brain uses binaural masking and neural adaptation for truly deep, protected rest. Our minds use auditory stream segregation to group safe echoes. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, releases dopamine, and triggers sleep spindles? These rhythms lower cortisol, helping your thalamus gate the world. Isn't it remarkable how our neural phase locking mirrors safe rhythms? This inhibits our amygdala, improves vagal tone, and triggers sleep spindle. Our minds use auditory motor coupling to stabilize heart rhythms for deep, restorative, protected rest. Isn't it remarkable how auditory stream segregation identifies safe rhythms? This lowers vigilance, releases oxytocin, and improves heart rate variability. Your amygdala settles while the thalamus gates noise, anchoring your deep, restorative, and beautiful sleep. Our minds use auditory continuity and acoustic masking to ignore gaps. These rhythms lower cortisol, stimulate the vagus nerve, and sync brain waves. Your thalamus now gates distractions, allowing for your deep, restorative rest. Our minds use auditory object formation to label safe hums. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, releases oxytocin, and triggers sleep spindles? These rhythms lower prediction errors, anchoring your deep, restorative rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how lateral inhibition quietens noise? These rhythms release dopamine and improve vagal tone. Your brain uses auditory priming and sonic masking to shield rest, while your thalamus safely gates out the world. Isn't it remarkable how semantic labeling identifies safe hums? These rhythms release oxytocin, improve vagal tone, and trigger entrainment. This reduces prediction errors, allowing your thalamus to gate out the world for beautiful, deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how your mind uses lateral inhibition to ignore hums? This reduces prediction errors, improves vagal tone, and triggers sleep spindle. These safe rhythms release dopamine, allowing your thalamus to gate distractions tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our auditory cortex identifies safety? These safe rhythms release dopamine, improve heart rate variability, and trigger sleep spindles. Your brain now masks noise, letting your thalamus gate the entire world tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use spectral flux to identify safe hums? This releases GABA, improves vagal tone, triggers entrainment, and boosts sleep spindle. Your thalamus now gates the world for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory streaming? These safe rhythms release dopamine, improve vagal tone, and trigger entrainment. Your brain now masks noise, letting your mind settle into a beautiful, restorative stillness tonight. Your auditory cortex is currently inhibiting your startle reflex. Isn't it remarkable? These predictable rhythms stimulate your vagus nerve and improve memory consolidation. Our minds use these echoes to anchor your deep, beautiful rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use non-associative learning to ignore hums? This improves vagal tone, triggers entrainment, and releases oxytocin. Your brain now uses auditory masking and habituation to gate every distraction tonight. Your brain uses auditory grouping to simplify sound. This stabilizes our heart rate by signaling safety. Delta synchronization then increases, boosting serotonin. It's remarkable how these safe rhythms anchor your deep, restorative stillness. Isn't it remarkable how auditory object formation identifies safety? These rhythms release GABA, improve vagal tone, and trigger entrainment. Your brain now syncs with safe echoes, while your thalamus gates the world for deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory habituation? These safe rhythms release oxytocin, improve vagal tone, and boost sleep spindle. Your brain now uses acoustic masking and entrainment to safely gate every distraction tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use acoustic habituation? These safe hums release oxytocin, improve vagal tone, and trigger sleep spindles. Your brain now uses acoustic masking and entrainment to safely gate every distraction tonight. Isn't it wonderful how our minds use binaural integration to confirm safety? These rhythms reduce acetylcholine, raise our sleep threshold, and stimulate the vagus nerve. Your auditory cortex now safely anchors our restful consciousness. Our minds use auditory scene analysis to group safe rhythms. Isn't it remarkable how this improves vagal tone, releases dopamine, and triggers sleep spindles? Your cortisol drops while your thalamus gates out the busy world. Isn't it remarkable how neural phase locking mirrors safe rhythms? This process increases our sleep spindles, improves vagal tone, and suppresses our startle reflex. Our auditory cortex now confirms safety, allowing for beautiful, deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how your brainstem filters safe hums? This lowers your startle reflex, improves vagal tone, and releases oxytocin. These rhythms increase sleep spindles, helping our minds gate out the entire world right now. Our minds use auditory object formation to label safe rhythms. This lowers cortisol, improves heart rate variability, and releases dopamine. These echoes now increase sleep spindles, while your thalamus safely gates out the noisy world. Our minds use sensory gating to filter safe hums, activating the default mode network. This improves vagal tone, lowering cortisol, and releasing dopamine. These rhythms now anchor your deep, restorative rest beautifully. Isn't it remarkable how selective hearing filters hums? This improves vagal tone, releases dopamine, and triggers sleep spindles. Your brain now reduces prediction errors, gating every distraction for your beautiful, deep, and restorative rest tonight. Our minds use auditory scene analysis to label hums safe. This improves vagal tone, releases oxytocin, and triggers sleep spindle. Your thalamus gates out noise, while heart rate variability stabilizes into a beautiful restorative stillness. Isn't it remarkable how frequency-following responses sync our brainwaves? Safe hums trigger dopamine, improve vagal tone, and increase sleep spindles. This lowers cortisol, allowing your thalamus to gate the world for truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how sonic anchoring reduces prediction errors? Safe rhythms release dopamine, activate your default mode network, and lower acetylcholine. This encourages delta wave entrainment, allowing your thalamus to gate the world for rest. Your amygdala relaxes when it hears familiar rhythms. This acoustic anchoring improves heart rate variability and enhances memory consolidation. Our minds use these echoes to trigger delta entrainment, safely lowering cortisol for your deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use auditory scene analysis? Familiar hums trigger dopamine, improve vagal tone, and boost sleep spindles. This lowers cortisol, while neural entrainment and thalamic gating protect your deep rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how acoustic habituation ignores safe hums? This process improves vagal tone, triggers entrainment, and releases oxytocin. Your auditory cortex confirms security, allowing your heart rate to reach a very beautiful, deep stillness. Isn't it remarkable how temporal integration groups safe rhythms? This improves vagal tone, releases GABA, and triggers sleep spindles. Your default mode network now activates, lowering cortisol and anchoring your beautiful restorative rest. Our minds use mechanotransduction to translate safe hums into peace, stabilizing our auditory brainstem response. This lowers metabolic load, inhibits cortisol, and improves heart rate variability. These rhythms beautifully induce sleep spindles tonight. Isn't it remarkable how steady-state responses sync your neurons? Safe rhythms improve vagal tone, release oxytocin, and trigger sleep spindle. Cortisol drops as dopamine, GABA, and thalamic gating anchor your truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how rhythmic entrainment mirrors safe heartbeats? This improves your rest system, releases oxytocin, and enhances slow-wave activity. Our minds use echoes to consolidate memory, while the thalamus gates every noisy distraction tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our neural phase-locking mirrors safe hums? This process enhances slow-wave activity, inhibits the amygdala, and improves heart rate variability. These rhythms trigger oxytocin, allowing your thalamus to gate the world tonight. Our minds use auditory grouping to identify safety. This improves vagal tone, releases GABA, and triggers sleep spindles. Your heart rate variability stabilizes, while neural entrainment anchors your beautiful, deep, truly restorative rest. Our minds use habituation to ignore steady hums, which improves your vagal tone. Predictive coding lowers cortisol, as binaural cues confirm safety. Isn't it wonderful how these echoes trigger sleep spindles for truly deep rest? Isn't it remarkable how a steady hum reduces the metabolic cost of listening? This lowers our heart rate, stabilizes our breathing, and releases oxytocin. Now, neural entrainment anchors your mind in perfect, familiar peace tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use selective filtering? Safe rhythms trigger serotonin, improve heart rate variability, and lower metabolic load. This encourages delta wave entrainment, as the thalamus gates noise for deep, beautiful rest. Consider how acoustic habituation quiets your alert system. These safe hums release GABA, improve heart rate variability, and trigger slow-wave entrainment. Your mind now uses sonic masking to anchor a deep, restorative, familiar peace tonight. Isn't it remarkable how neural phase-locking mirrors safe hums? This improves vagal tone, triggers sleep spindles, and lowers cortisol. Your brain uses acoustic masking to shield rest, while oxytocin anchors your beautiful deep stillness. Isn't it remarkable how sensory gating filters safe hums? This improves vagal tone, releases oxytocin, and triggers sleep spindles. Your brain now uses entrainment and predictive coding to protect your beautiful, restorative rest. Isn't it remarkable how auditory continuity bridges silence? Predictive coding lowers vigilance, while acoustic habituation releases GABA. These rhythms improve heart rate variability, letting your thalamus gate the world for deep, restorative rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how auditory grouping identifies safety? These rhythms release oxytocin, boost sleep spindles, and improve vagal tone. Your brain now lowers prediction errors, letting your thalamus gate the busy world for rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how auditory continuity bridges silence? Safe rhythms release GABA, improve vagal tone, and trigger entrainment. Your default mode network activates, while sonic masking anchors your beautiful, deep, and truly restorative rest tonight. Our minds use pre-attentive processing to scan for safe rhythms, effectively reducing prediction errors. This releases oxytocin and increases sleep spindles. Isn't it truly wonderful how these echoes improve your parasympathetic calm for sleep? Isn't it remarkable how binaural integration and semantic labeling identify safe hums? This improves vagal tone, boosts sleep spindles, and reduces prediction errors while entrainment and masking shield our deep, restorative rest tonight. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use periodicity to lower cortisol? Safe hums improve vagal tone, release serotonin, and boost sleep spindles. This synchronization allows your thalamus to gate the world for deep stillness. Isn't it remarkable how selective hearing quietens noise? These rhythms trigger oxytocin, improve vagal tone, and boost sleep spindles. Your brain now masks unpredictability, helping your thalamus gate the world for truly deep rest. Our minds are currently syncing with safe rhythms via entrainment. This releases oxytocin, improves vagal tone, triggers sleep spindles, and lowers cortisol levels. Isn't it remarkable how our thalamus now gates out the entire world? It is. Through habituation and semantic labeling, your mind identifies safe echoes. These rhythms improve heart rate variability, trigger delta wave entrainment, and release GABA. Isn't it remarkable how this anchors your beautiful restorative rest? Isn't it remarkable how neural hysteresis maintains safety? Our familiar rhythms improve vagal tone, release serotonin, and trigger sleep spindles. Your brain uses acoustic constancy, phase locking, and habituation to anchor your deep, restorative rest. Isn't it remarkable how our minds use spectral consistency to feel safe? These rhythms trigger GABA, improve heart rate variability, and boost sleep spindles. Your thalamus now gates the world for truly deep rest. Isn't it remarkable how auditory restoration bridges silence? Safe rhythms trigger frequency following, improving vagal tone and releasing dopamine. Your brain now uses thalamic gating and sleep spindles to protect your deep, restorative rest tonight. Surrender now as your mind minimizes prediction errors and improves vagal tone. Spindles shield rest during entrainment while memories consolidate. Your thalamus gates the world. Your brain is doing exactly what it needs to. Good night.